let's talk about White House shakeup and a couple of things that are happening. We don't know exactly what's going on with Jeff Sessions, but we believe that he's either going to strengthen his game and start getting more aggressive, as the president has suggested, or eventually the president's going to ask him to resign. He's going to go, and he's going to get replaced with Rudy Giuliani. Donald Trump certainly is not going to replace Jeff Sessions with some, weak-kneed bureaucrat. He's going to get somebody in there to fight for him, and it's going to be a Christie or a Giuliani or someone else we don't know, but they're not going to be a wallflower. That's how this thing is going to play out. Let's get to Rex Tillerson, former CEO of ExxonMobil, making millions and millions and millions of dollars. Trump picked him for Secretary of State. What Trump is realizing now is he picked a lot of people based on resume, performance, business, what they did. What he's finding now is that doesn't work in government. It's about competence. It's not about competence. You have to be competent, but it's not about that. You have to have an ideological passion for the president's agenda, especially an agenda as bold as Donald Trump's. So if you don't have the passion for that agenda, you're simply not going to succeed in this job. I don't care what it is. And you could be the greatest executive that God ever put on the face of the green earth. It doesn't matter if you don't embrace the Trump agenda, which is political revolution in America. If you don't embrace it, I don't care if you're Secretary of State, Attorney General, Energy Secretary, it doesn't matter. You will fail. So Rex Tillerson reported he's unhappy. He doesn't like the fighting. He didn't like Trump's tweets. He doesn't like this. He doesn't like that. Hey, I got a news flash for you, Rex. Nobody gives a rat's tail what you think. You want out? Get the hell out. There's no ball and chain, Rex, on your leg. Take your billions you made in your stock with all your stock options and get out. And let's put somebody in there that wants us to get out of these wars. I'm for that. And that will overhaul that rat's nest called the State Department and get those Obama people out of there and put people in there that believe in our agenda. And let's clean that up. You want out? Get out. No one cares, Rex. You're not there because you have some bold agenda or you've done something. You're there because Trump thought you a competent executive and you were in a basic agreement with some of his foreign policy initiatives. Good for you. You know what? You're not happy. Get out. Don't let the door hit you in the butt, Rex, because nobody cares. Take your millions and go buy an island or go do whatever you guys do. Go to Wall Street, be a consultant, and make another $100 million. We don't care. Do you realize that this is a political revolutionary movement to change the entire government? And if you don't like a tweet that comes out, then get the hell out of the kitchen if you can't take the heat. I am sick and tired of these people whining every day about what Trump tweeted or what Trump said or who was at a meeting or what the Boy Scouts did or what he did to Sessions or, nobody told him about some move that got, who the hell cares? Get out. That's my message to Rex Tillerson. Because I am sick and tired of these people in the Trump administration complaining about the president that appointed them that they work for. Get out. I mean, you talk about business. Who does this? If you're not happy, then pack your crap up, put it in a box, and quit. And let's get somebody in the State Department that's going to clean that rat's nest snake pit up. Because that's all it is. And if you can't do it, let's get somebody else in there that wants to. Who's not offended because you didn't call him when you made a decision. Or because of this or that. The pressure that this president is under is unbelievable. And what's Rex Tillerson doing? Out. You're happy? You want to stay? Then clean it up. You're unhappy because you're a big CEO and you made every decision and everybody, you walked out water and you come in and you got 92 people phoning all over you. Whatever, Rex. I don't really care. I'm not interested. I lost interest in you months ago. I'm sick of these people. Here's a text from Andrew Vhorn. This is a great text, Andrew. Andrew says, when you sign up to ride, ride for the brand. Ride for the brand. If you can't ride for the brand, get off the team. Get out. I don't know how to be nicer or not nice. I'm sick of it. 6 months in, I'm done. Get out now. That's my message to Rex Tillerson and everybody else that's unhappy. Here's a text from Robert in Suffolk says, I think Trump, Rex, and Jeff are running a rope-a-dope. There's no rope-a-dope here. Look, there's no rope-a-dope. That's not happening, right? There's no rope-a-dope. But Rex Tillerson is unhappy. I don't want to get up in the morning and read Politico in the Hill. Rex Tillerson might leave unhappy. Get out. Okay, now I can say about Michael Short, who got fired yesterday from the communications department. Now, I told you this story a couple times earlier in the year in December, but I never mentioned his name because I know Mike Short and I didn't want to expose him because it's not the right thing to do and I'm a team player. At the end of the day, I'm a team player. And I'm about Trump's agenda and the movement, not about individual people, and you know that from me. So I don't really care. But still, you got to have some class and you got to protect the people because they're there. So he got hired in that White House and I supported him 100%, met with him, talked to him, did everything I could to help him. But I also told you this story and I'll tell it again. Now I'll mention his name. So Michael Short, a never Trumper, he was a staffer in the Republican National Committee in the Communications Department. In 2012, he worked with Pete Snyder in running the Romney campaign in Virginia. Nice guy. He's a never Trumper, and they promoted him in the RNC to as head of the direct response room. Did a good job. Anyway, during the campaign, and remember, all these people at the RNC, this is what aggravated us. Those that were with the Trump movement from the beginning and the campaign from, before it started, all we did was fight the people at the RNC. It's all we did. Fight, fight, fight. Because they were trying to screw us at every turn, whether it was petitions, what was that? Loyalty oaths at the primary, whatever they were trying to do. They tried to screw us at every turn, right? They were hostile. The RNC was hostile to the Trump campaign at its initial stages. They wanted nothing to do with the guy, and they all thought he was a joke, right? So we fought that battle. So push comes to shove. One of many people brought into the White House from the Republican National Committee by Reince Priebus and Sean Spicer, they brought in the entire RNC, most of them never Trumpers. Fine. If they do the job and they change, I'm a team player. I'm fine with it. They made the decision. I'm going to back it. But I'll tell you the full story. So Short's a never Trumper. Nice guy. Nice young man. So he gets to the Trump campaign on loan from the RNC, and he's working in Trump Tower in the communications department. Okay? And on the day of Access Hollywood, which I called at the time Black Friday, because it was such a tough day for us in the Trump campaign when that tape came out. So when that comes out, Michael Short, who has a cubicle, an office there in Trump Tower in the communications department, working for the campaign, walks out, packs up his boxes of stuff, leaves his computer on, says to everybody there, I quit. I can't work for this guy. I hate this guy. He sucks. I don't even want to be associated with him. I quit. I'm getting out of here. Right in the middle of the day when this happens. Packs his stuff up, puts it in a bag, leaves his computer on, never turns it off, never says goodbye to anybody, storms out and says, I'm going back to the RNC in Washington, gets on a train, goes home, quits in our darkest hour, and storms out. During the transition, I'm having a drink with a friend of mine who's in the labor department. I'm coming out of the Willard, I think, hotel, and I bump into Mike. And I figured he's still with the RNC. This is in December. And I'm like, hey, Mike, how you doing? What are you doing with the RNC these days? Oh, well, I'm not there. I'm going to the White House. And I looked at him because he knew that I knew what he did and that I'm in the media. And I just looked at him and I said, excuse me? And he said, yeah, John, I'm going to the White House. I'm going to be deputy press secretary with Sarah Huckabee under Sean Spicer. And I'm like, okay, Mike, you got to be kidding me, right? Was this like April Fool's? He's like, no, I'm going to that White House. And I didn't say anything to him. I didn't say, well, what about what you said? But he knew that I knew because I was there. Fine. I said fine. And I told the gentleman that I was with, who's now with the Department of Labor, I said, who was there also when this happened. And we looked at each other and we're like, what the hell is going on? I mean, here's a guy that hates the president. Hates him. Said everybody he hates him. And now he's like in the White House serving him. Like, how do you do this? And do they have any idea these people they're bringing in? And is he just one example of many? Of people that don't like Trump, don't like the agenda, don't like the movement that they're bringing in? Michael Short, is he one of many? And of course, after that, we started seeing others, same thing. And I told you the story, but I never told you his name. Long story short, Spicer resigns. That was his protector, amongst many other people being protected in that communications orders. Scaramucci fires him Monday. Gone. And I hope he said to him, you know what? Here's a box. Pack your crap up and get on a train and go wherever you're going. He's a nice guy, and I'm sure he's competent. But he never should have been there because he doesn't believe in the agenda and he hates the president. Why would you pick these people? Why? Because they were loyal to Reince Priebus. Bingo! All about Reince, not about the president. All about Rex Tillerson, not about the president or his agenda. Everybody says, oh, it's the president's all about him. No, it's about his agenda and the movement. Fired. Have a nice day. Now, that's the truth of what happened. So you be me for a minute on that street corner. I mean, I was dumbfounded. I'm like, you have got, and then I said to my friend, I'm like, how many of these people are in there? And he's like, John, you have no idea. And then I started calling my Trump loyalist friends up. I'm not going to mention names. There's a lot of them. People you saw on TV, cut out. People running states, cut out. Or offered lower level jobs and banished. Who went to the West Wing, Priebus loyalist. And then what Reince did, he's smart. It's all about Reince, right? He's smart. He protects himself. So he gets all these people, puts them all in different positions. There's not a meeting that goes on in there. In the White House, there's not a single meeting where he doesn't have a plant in that meeting running back and telling him exactly what's happened because he's in survival mode. It is what it is. Now, as long as he's serving the president's agenda, I'm fine with the guy. But Scaramucci is in there. He's going to clean house and get rid of these leakers. And there's not just two leakers. These leakers they're all over the place. And they're all from the RNC because they don't believe in the agenda. If you go to the White House and you don't believe in the president and you don't believe in the movement and you fought the agenda and you fought and now you're there, of course you're going to leak. What else are you going to do? You don't believe in it. If Rex Tillerson doesn't believe in the agenda, get the hell out. Simple. Clean house.